All countries rely on nature for social and economical development. Healthy biodiversity and ecosystems are paramount in providing water, fuel, building materials and medicines.
Development is grounded on the use of natural resources. It is grounded on the existence of healthy ecosystems and ecosystem services. So conserving those basic things is absolutely critical for attaining development.
For most people around the world, natural resources are at the core of sustained livelihoods and economies. A better management and conservation of nature will contribute to the reduction of poverty and the promotion of human well-being.
In developing countries, it's even more critical actually to do the nature conservation, to protect those biodiversity ecosystem services, as I said, because a lot of people depend on them. So if, for example, I take a case which I know very well because I lived there for a number of years, which is Central Africa, the forest of the Congo Basin. You have big communities, up to 60 million people who live in those forests or close to those forests. If you take away the services that they derive from those forests, those people will have no livelihood whatsoever. So it's absolutely critical to conserve those ecosystems because it's the means of existence of those societies.
The depletion of ecosystems is having a drastic effect on poorer communities. 60% of key ecosystems have been degraded or are used unsustainably, subjecting them to risk. IUCN is committed to sustainable human development, eradication of poverty and environmental sustainability. The link between poverty and conservation is undeniable. IUCN has been working for many years on poverty reduction by educating communities and governments to manage their resources sustainably, giving them incentives to work towards a better conservation of their natural environment.
We must work with farmers to learn from them best practices to survive droughts or floods. For example, how they preserve waters and soils.
Drawing from traditional local knowledge and science, IUCN is working on a wealth of programs to promote the knowledge of ecosystem conservation and direct action. Encouraging a dialogue and collaborative management involving people at various levels and from different sectors will ensure that everyone is implicated in identifying problems and solutions and implementing them, boosting social security through sustainable management of ecosystems.
When a decision is made, there is proper participation of everybody who is concerned about that decision, that the decision is made in a way that will not impact on those who are vulnerable or are in a marginal situation, and that the decision will really be of benefit, not just for people who need products from natural resources and for ecosystem goods and services, but also that these decisions are sustainable and they do not compromise the right of the future generations also to have access to those goods and services of nature.
Initiatives such as IUCN's Water and Nature Initiative work with governments and local communities towards managing and protecting water reserves. With the restoration of river flow and the protection of river basins, communities and nature will thrive. Livelihood and landscape strategies combine the need to protect nature with the needs of a productive landscape. Millions rely on forests and landscapes for their livelihoods, inevitably having an impact on them. Tackling these issues, livelihood and landscape strategies also look to other sectors, such as agriculture, water and energy, to ensure that immediate needs are met, as well as long-term conservation.
I think one of the credits, well, there are many credits for IUCN, but the biggest one is to have seen more than 60 years ago that development was not going to proceed if we do not integrate the nature conservation dimension to it.
Nature Plus is sustainable development for all.